Years later, John would put it in one sentence. Nothing was wrong with my life. That was the problem. At 4:17 every morning, John woke with the same thought. This cannot be all there is. He never said it out loud. There was nothing to say it about. The career was solid. The house was paid for. The people around him were proud of him. Nothing was wrong. Then, one Monday morning, at the end of a hallway he had walked 10,000 times, there was a door that had never existed before. A brass plaque sat at its center. 5 words. The life you keep thinking about. John reached for the handle, and before his fingers touched it, the door was gone. The next morning it came back, and this time, someone was standing on the other side. To understand what happened next, you'll have to understand what John's life looked like from the outside. Because from the outside, it looked exactly right. Respected title, comfortable home, financial security, people who depended on him. He was the man other men were told to become, and every day was a photocopy of the day before it. Same alarm, same commute, same parking spot where he sat for a moment too long before going in. He wasn't miserable enough to leave his life. He just wasn't alive enough to enjoy it. When the feeling surfaced, he did what we're all taught to do. He told himself he should be grateful. Years later, John would put it in one sentence. Nothing was wrong with my life. That was the problem. That word should was the lock on the door of his prison, and he was the one holding it shut. Once the question woke up in him, John started noticing things. He noticed his employer rewarded sacrifice and called it culture. He noticed his friends joked about anyone who tried to change. He noticed the news kept him afraid, and his feed kept him comparing, and every structure around him demanded his attention, while convincing him its demands were his own desires. A Russian physicist turned philosopher, Vadim Zeland, gave these structures a name: pendulums. Invisible systems that live on human attention, that grow stronger every time you react, and that have one rule above all others: keep everyone connected. John didn't know the word yet, but for the first time in his life he could feel the chords.